Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Josh's Corner, where I answer real estate questions for you. Today, I'm going to talk to my real estate agent friends about branding. Probably hands down the number one tool that you will have in your business, no matter where you go throughout your real estate career. Your brand is going to create recognition when people see you post your brand enough throughout all of your video content marketing, your social media posts, casual conversations, and through that recognition, you're going to create loyalty. So, a brand creates brand recognition creates brand loyalty. If you have no brand, nobody will recognize you, which means nobody will be loyal to you when it comes time for them to buy a home or sell a home, whether that be tomorrow, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, or a year from now. So I want to talk to you today, and I'm going to share some slides with you about understanding what a brand is. We're going to discuss your brand specifically through video content marketing. And then we're going to talk about the 5 characteristics that create great video content marketing. And then we're going to understand exactly what makes a video great. To establish your brand through video content marketing, we first need to take a much deeper dive into exactly what successful video content marketing is and how it needs to work in your business. There's 4 success factors for video content marketing. And I really want you to take some notes on this, or if you're watching this, make sure you're playing it back over and over and over, because you really need to embed this into your business, because this is the foundation for how you grow to a higher level. If we spend 5 minutes on social media, we're going to immediately see that people love to cater to emotions. There's the first success factor for video content marketing: emotions. You need to cater to them. The second part is that we're going to see videos of goats making human sounds, soldiers coming home for the first time seeing their babies. Everyone loves an emotional or a hilarious. Point number 2, story. Story. Remember, people tell, stories sell. Talk more about that later. Marketing professionals understand the power of viral videos, and they use the exact same techniques that we're going to talk about today to sell their brand. The best video, and I want you to understand this, make sure if you're driving, don't close your eyes. If you're not driving, close your eyes. I want you to get the spirit of this. The best videos will tell a heartwarming story that caters to what? Our emotions. So what factors then are going to play a role in the success of video marketing? First, I want you to understand that marketing gurus agree that to be successful, video content marketing has to offer your audience or your sphere, depending on where you're posting, some sort of value. This value results from a very strong emotional connection. Like I said earlier, maybe a tearjerker, or if you're like me, you love hilarious or comedy type stories. There are 5 common characteristics that have been proven to be effective in some of the most viral videos that we've seen over the last several years. So I'm going to break down these characteristics into 5 bullet points for you. Take notes on this and start thinking about how you can supercharge your brand by incorporating all 5 of the characteristics into your new way of marketing. Video content marketing. So first, the 5 characteristics that are going to make great video content marketing. First, they have to be concise, meaning that it should only take 60 seconds or less to relay the message that you're trying to get across that leaves a very long-lasting impression on your viewers. Number 1 bullet point was concise. Number 2, they rely on storytelling to create a background story that highlights the benefits offered by your product or your service, and it's done very subtly. They also have to pass, number 3, the silent movie test, which consists of pulling the attention of the viewers in the first 5 seconds of your video. Even if your video is muted, make sure you're putting your captions on. Very simple to do, but it needs to pass the silent movie test. Number 4, they are relatable. Your videos are relatable, causing your viewers to feel the urge to forward that video to their friends and their family. I call this not selling to the one that's going to view your video, but selling through them, because it's relatable, allowing them to share that video with everybody they know. And then, of course, the fifth characteristic, the fifth bullet point, is that they focus on eliciting emotions, not advertising the product or the service alone. They need to elicit emotion. So there's your 5 characteristics. So now it's time to brand you. If you don't brand yourself, understand this. You may be doing everything else right, and you can be on the right track. But if you just sit there, you're going to get passed by. And what's going to pass you by? Time, opportunity, money, clients, everything will begin to come to a halt if you don't begin branding yourself. You will hit that ceiling always wondering, what next? All right, so let's talk about what a professional brand is before we jump into what a personal brand is. A brand is something that is intangible. It helps people recognize and identify you or a particular realtor. Although brands are generally intangible, we tend to often associate things like products with names and brands. So Advil, Nike, Coca-Cola, Tylenol, those are all names that we tend to associate. Brands are extremely important because they create value for realtors. If you're taking notes or a mental note, do this and remember they create value for realtors. They also provide a very competitive edge in the market against your competition. Think about that for a moment. Your brand, because many real estate agents aren't branding themselves, is going to give you that competitive edge over your entire competition. That's impressive if you think about that. Successful branding is going to augment your customer base, which means that you're going to create trust and credibility, which all leads to, you ready? Brand loyalty. All of which are going to give you that edge in the marketplace, but more importantly, it's going to give you a bigger bottom line. As I said earlier, brands are one of the most valuable assets that you will ever own. And yes, your brand can make or break you. And it's important that before you begin posting on social media or on your Facebook business page, before you open those doors, make sure that you're breaking down what your brand is and understanding exactly how to make your brand work for you. Let's talk about what is a personal brand. Your personal brand, simply put, and this is going to be a hard pill for many of us to swallow, it's your reputation. It's the appearance that you display inside and outside of your career. I'm going to say that one more time. This is extremely important to grasp. It's the appearance that you display inside and outside of your career. No matter where you see yourself as a realtor right now in this exact moment, personal branding is absolutely 100% crucial. It's going to include your skills, your job qualifications, your personality, and everything that makes you you. Yes, it does matter how you dress and speak, but in today's world, and I want you to really catch this, in today's world, it's equally important to pay attention to how you appear online. Most people will never get a chance to see you in person. First, they usually go to your online profile and look you up, either through Google, Facebook, or YouTube, LinkedIn, doesn't matter. They're always looking you up first. So that personal appearance on how you appear online is equally important to how you dress and how you speak. This is going to include, and it's some homework right now, you've got to remove the unprofessional tagged photos of yourself. You've got to maintain your social media accounts. Just like branding the homes that we're listing or we're selling, personal branding is all about taking control of how other people perceive you. It's important to note that personal branding is more than simply marketing or selling yourself. It's about putting your best foot forward in the most authentic way possible, thinking about going beyond the external image that you portray to others and fully personifying your genuine self inside and out. Let me give you 6 benefits of personal branding. As a personal brand, you're going to develop your own unique brand identity. People are going to come to know you for what it is that you're all about, and they're going to get to see you as the whole package. The best part about all of this is that it comes with many benefits for you. First of the 6 benefits is that you become more relatable. In other words, you become more human and less markety by revealing more about yourself. This is going to help build trust and authenticity. You're going to establish a brand identity. Personal branding is going to ensure that people know what to come to you for, and they're going to be able to rely on you for real estate. You're going to get more opportunities. With a strong personal brand, you'll most likely be exposed to a ton more interviews from buyers and sellers and people who refer you. You're going to get a ton of new clients just by simply having a personal and business brand. You're going to differentiate yourself. Building your brand allows you to show off your unique characteristics, which is all about you. You get to highlight you, and that's going to set you apart from anyone else in the business that's a real estate agent. You're going to enhance your expertise. The more exposure that you get, the more your network expands, and those that you're going to interact with are going to start to identify you as the expert in this market. And they're going to reach out to you for your opinion and your guidance, and they're going to refer everyone and their mom and dad and brother and uncle, baby, daddy's daughter, sister's cousin to you. That's a lot of potential benefit that you have. Then it's going to leave a lasting impression. This is your sixth bullet point, a lasting impression. An unforgettable brand will stick out in people's minds. So when it comes time for them to give you referrals or recommendations, they're going to think of you first. You will always become top of mind. All right, I want to talk to you about 6 ways to help you create your personal brand. First, you want to make sure you're listing your personal sales. If you don't have your own personal sales and you're a part of a team, make sure you're listing your team's personal sales. It's extremely important. You also want to make sure you hone in on a goal. For every post that you make, for every video, for all the marketing you do, you want to organize your posts in a way that if you're catering to sellers, meaning you're sending a message for sellers that day, you're trying to attract sellers, keep it all about sellers. If you're sending a message to buyers, keep it all about buyers. Don't confuse the two by mixing apples and oranges. Keep apples to apples and oranges to oranges. This is one of my favorite points here, is you want to build your own personal story. And like any good brand story, you want to define your own unique narrative. Nobody has the same experiences or even the same perspectives as you do, which tends to cause a lot of arguments in people's families, meaning that your story, it's just yours to tell. You want to honestly express who you are and what you're all about. You want to make it something that you can remember, which allows you to share it over and over again, whether it's from casual conversations, dinners with friends, or even through your video content marketing that you're going to begin to do after today's video. You want to make sure you're finding your own unique selling proposition. We call that an OVP, your one value proposition. It's selling 101 basics. Any type of branding, okay, is going to have their own unique value proposition, or in other words, something that makes you stand out from your competition. It's going to refer to your biggest strength or your one defining quality that truly sets you apart. Then you want to make sure you're designing a logo. This is number 5, design a logo. A logo is a visual mark of your brand. Is it important to have a logo? Take a look at every other brand out there and then answer that question for yourself. Is it important that I have a logo? Absolutely, it's important you have a logo. It's going to set you apart. It's also a symbol that everyone's going to associate with you and your work. Now, I choose to use Fiverr for a lot of things that I do. I've used Fiverr for my logos. I've used Fiverr for a ton of marketing content. You want to make sure that and it's actually fairly inexpensive. So create your Fiverr account if you haven't already done so. And if you're having a tough time finding a free logo online generator, head on over to Fiverr. You'll get impeccable quality. All right. As you become more active on social media, these are going to be the most important platforms, if you will, that you're going to allow yourself to market and grow your business. And it's going to be a way for you to start driving in traffic to your website and your mobile app. I hope every single one of you watching this works for a brokerage, or if you're considering getting into a brokerage, the very first question you need to ask them is, do they have a mobile app? You need to start utilizing platforms, your TikTok, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Pinterest, your YouTube, Snapchat. There's so many of them that you need to start working on. And I'm going to show you toward the end of this presentation exactly which platforms you should use and what those platforms are designed to be used for. Know your platforms. LinkedIn is for every personal brand, as it's essentially a resume without a page limit. So you can connect with realtors, you can connect with companies, you can connect with sellers, with buyers, you can even network in large groups. When you're utilizing your Instagram, it's a consistently growing hub to focus on the visual aspects of your brand. It's not just limited to images though. It also includes videos. It also includes reels. Instagram stories and reels allow you to regularly update your followers on your life. We talked about being relatable early on as a personal brand. Well, this is a great way to use Instagram. Within your post, you're going to include popular Instagram hashtags. That's going to allow you to reach more followers. You're going to get more engagement. Everything's going to start to magnetize into your content. Facebook, it is still one of the most popular channels for real estate agents. It's one of the most popular channels for buyers and sellers as well. It is full of so many opportunities, including building your Facebook business page. If you have not built your Facebook business page, I don't know what you're waiting for, but you are missing out on a ton of opportunity. It's essentially an online phone book with insane resources. Think about it. When you want to find out more about somebody and do some stalking, where do you go? You tend to go to Facebook most often. You're going to be able to see their friends, their posts, blah, blah, blah. Facebook is a powerful, powerful platform for us as real estate agents. Then you've got TikTok. Many of us who may be a little bit older don't really want to dabble with TikTok, but I'm going to encourage you to begin changing that mindset and start marketing on TikTok. TikTok is the fastest growing social media platform in the world, and it is a great opportunity for personal branding. The 15-second to 1-minute videos that you post, they're extremely easy to follow. They're always relatable, they're fun, and according to Statista, 62% of TikTok users are between the age of 10 and 29. What does that mean? That is your future business. Let that sit in for just a moment. Then, of course, you've got YouTube, which is for our videos, which we're looking at now. You've got Twitter, which is great for short articles. You've got Pinterest, which is perfect for creative ideas and designs, a way for you as a listing agent to really showcase your work. All right, I want to shift gears and talk to you about your one value proposition. What is a one value proposition? And basically what I want you to do is I want you to answer this by answering 3 questions. Why should a client associate themselves with you or your business? And when I say your business, I'm talking about your brand. Why should they associate themselves with you or your business? What do you provide and what makes you unique? How do you set yourself apart from other agents? My one value proposition is what I've used. It's repetitive, so I use it all the time. So basically, imagine yourself, you're sitting out at a patio one night, sun setting, you're at dinner, and someone says, why should I hire you over another real estate agent? Or put yourself in an elevator. Someone overheard you talking outside about you sell real estate and they're considering selling their home. And the question they ask you, by the time they get from floor 1 where you're at to floor 35, you have a couple minutes to spare. And they're going to ask you, well, hey, look, I'm thinking about selling my home. Why should I work with you over the real estate agent that I just interviewed? You want to make sure that you're answering that question in a few sentences that is repetitive so you can constantly use your one value proposition. My one value proposition when someone says, why should I work with you over another realtor, is simply put, I possess cutting edge tools that make home buying or a home selling process flawless. Tools that turn dreams into reality. Something catchy like that that's going to make a person go, and usually lead into the second part of their question on the one value proposition, which is, well, what do you provide? Imagine you're at that dinner, or imagine you're in that elevator and someone's asking, what do you provide? Here's where you're going to tell them, for me and my business, I provide 2 dedicated websites, a new construction website, and of course the resale website, plus a downloadable app that makes searching for homes so impressive that buyers writing a home will usually get their offer accepted the very first time we write an offer. And many of my clients write raving reviews about me before we even close the transaction. For my sellers, I provide them with the process so perfected that selling their home is not only done in record time, but it sells for more money than what it lists for. You see, that one value proposition right there is going to make the person you're talking to say, wow, I did not get that from the agent that I just worked with. And the reason why is that agent that they just interviewed, so to speak, doesn't have an OVP. So they can't perfect something. And then, of course, the third question that's usually often asked in an OVP is what makes you unique and how do you set yourself apart from other agents? For me, what I share is that buyers who follow my process, I guarantee that we will get the home that you ride on the first time or I pay you. Wow, that's insane. If you're considering buying a home and a real estate agent that you're talking to says that, there is mic drop. I'm working with you. And then I go on further to talk to my sellers now. Remember, I kept apples to apples. And now I'm saying, well, for my sellers, following my process, I guarantee that I will sell your home in 30 days or I pay you. Now, of course, you don't want to make these guarantees if you don't have the experience in selling homes fast, or if you don't have the tools that's going to allow you to be able to sell homes in 30 days. COVID didn't do us any favors. I know a lot of real estate agents got into the business during the COVID time, and they have no real sales skills when it comes to marketing and advertising properties now. The reason why is they would take a listing, they'd put it on the market, and then magically, like, ta-da, they would have 15,000 offers, usually beyond expectations for purchase prices, so far over the listing price. So COVID didn't really do a lot of new agents many favors in terms of developing your sales skills, which is why it's so important you have to have the tools in your tool belt to make you that skilled surgeon. More importantly, you really need to have your OVP rehearsed and practiced like we just did so that you can use that all the time. All right, here's an example of how I use my OVP, not just outside, but inside, let's say, when I'm working in my business and I'm sending emails or replying to someone that's getting their free home value. If you look on the screen here, it says, Jeff and Dana, I wanted to follow up with you regarding your property. Your new home value is scheduled for email in the next couple of weeks. I hope you enjoyed the video reminder of your equity growth. My goal is to develop a relationship, and I find that my video allows for you to see and hear me and hopefully begin a strong business foundation together. Then I jump right on into my OVP. I want to remind you the tools that I utilize within my company are designed to ensure that your home outpaces all other sales. And as a result of our cutting edge tools, I'm able to achieve the ultimate end goal for you and your family. My second OVP is I felt it would be a good time to share that I build 2 dedicated websites for my home sellers, a mobile and a desktop, plus a downloadable app that makes searching for a home so impressive, many buyers write offers prior to seeing the home. I provide my sellers with the process so perfected that selling a home is not only done in record time, but for more money than the home lists for. Of course, our goal is to saturate the market with your listing, reaching as many potential home buyers as humanly possible. Our current reach is nearly 60 million. Remember, my process is so flawless that I guarantee to sell your home in 30 days or less, or I pay you. I hope you have a great rest of the week and reach out anytime. You see, this is powerful because this is a potential seller who wanted to get the value of their home. And of course, because I offer that free value to my home sellers, they were able to now track their equity through a good market and track their equity through a not so good market. At the end of the day, my email to this individual highlights my OVP, talks about what sets me apart from my competition, how am I unique, how am I different, and what do I provide them. I want to tell you that the 2 most important tools that you're going to have outside of your brand are your email and your voicemail. 97% of real estate agents, and maybe you're part of this statistic, so maybe this will hit you a little bit different than people who are already doing it. But 97% of realtors overlook the importance of developing their email, as far as a signature line, and developing their voicemail. as far as a commercial. You want to make sure that you're intentional, and you want to make sure that you're standing out. With your email signature as your brand, you want to make sure that think about this. Every time you write an email and it says at the bottom just kind regards or best regards, and it has no information about you as a realtor, that means you're not branding yourself. So they'll never really recognize that email when it comes through. And of course, without brand recognition, we know there's no brand loyalty. Think about this, having a signature line, it's your business card. And how many emails have you sent throughout your career? Well, having the right signature line means that you have branded yourself that many times over throughout your entire career. Your email signature line, it is your personality. You're not going to hand somebody a blank scrap of paper with nothing written on it, or just your name and phone number and send it out to them every time you need them. That would be absolutely career suicide. So it's extremely valuable for you to make sure that your signature line is created. If you look on this screen here, we have two that we offer within our company. The top one just has your first name, your title, last name, and then it says some things about how many professionals you have, how many locations you're in. And then the second one, which is my favorite, which all of you can do, just make sure that on your email settings that you're adding a link to your website. You're adding a link to your mobile app. If you don't have a mobile app, you won't add it here, but make sure you're with the brokerage that does provide you a mobile app. And then you want to make sure you're adding a link to your free home value landing page. That's value. You want to make sure that when you're giving your signature to somebody or you're sending an email, that they get something in return. We call that the WIFM statement. What's in it for me? And then of course, if you have a brand new home construction website, you want to add that link right there. All right, your voicemail. We've talked about your personal brand. We've talked about your professional brand. We've talked about what characteristics make great video content marketing. And now I want to talk to you about your voicemail. Your voicemail is a 15 to 30 second commercial that's going to boost your business. I mean, think about it. We work as hard as we do. We spend as many hours, countless hours as we do, building our business just to get that phone to ring. So capturing every single phone call is going to be extremely important. You want to let your voicemail greeting be the first impression that they can instantly hear that sets you apart from your entire competition. I'm going to show you what my voicemail looks like. It's basically 6 bullet points. Here's what it says. Hi, you've reached Josh Anderson, and then I brand my company. I am probably tied up in some meeting that has some rule against answering my phone, but they can't stop me from texting. Then I add a little bit of laugh right there. I'm showing my personality in my commercial. So feel free to leave me a message and I'll call you back once I'm done here, or do me a huge favor and text me at the same number and we can chat via text if it's easier for you rather than waiting. Either way, I'm super excited to talk to you. And remember, now is an incredibly great time to sell or buy any home. Thanks. I'll talk to you soon. Why this is so incredibly important is because it does the job for me when I can't answer the phone. How many times do you think you tell people to call you and then they call and you can't pick up or answer the phone? Maybe it's valid. Maybe you're in church if you go to church. Maybe you're out at dinner. Maybe you're at a funeral. Maybe you're driving or you're on the other line. If that's the case, having a way for them and you specifically telling them that we can still talk, just send me a text, that's absolutely perfection. You've got to make sure that your voicemail is your 15 to 30 second commercial. You want to leave a lasting impression and be part of the 3% that's doing this, because that means you've blown away 97% of your competition. So it's now time to take action. This is your moment to go back, review everything we talked about, especially those 5 characteristics to creating great video content marketing, and begin practicing. You know, practice may not make perfection, and you don't need to be perfect. Think about this. When you're making a video, if one of the fears that you have is that there's going to be some type of error, if you will, maybe the microphone falls, maybe the camera lighting isn't good, maybe you don't like the way that you look, maybe the angles aren't the greatest, maybe the way your voice sounds to you, you've got all these fears out there. Maybe you can't say what you need to say, and so you fumble over your words, or you don't have a teleprompter. I know a lot of people use a teleprompter. Whatever the issue is, people don't want perfection in their lives. If I've got 4 or 5 different friends and every one of them are perfect, you know what happens? I begin to feel inadequate. I begin to feel as though I can't relate to them because they are no longer relatable to me. If you want great video content marketing, then be relatable. Let the microphone fall down. Let yourself not look the absolute best. You never know who you're reaching on the other side. Maybe that family is going through the most difficult time in the world, and the message that you're sending to them that day shows that you aren't perfect. That might be something that creates them to have a connection with you to say, wow, I need to call this person. I relate to them. All right, in my link below, in the description, I post for you a supercharged video. I want you to head on over to that video and I want you to watch the video content marketing in full. That video is going to be a game changer for you. It takes what we talked about today and it actually boosts it to levels that many can only dream of. And if you follow that video, your business is going to go to that higher level that you need to be at as a real estate agent. Remember, I'm always available for any questions that you might have. I'm always available to answer any questions. If you've got specific questions regarding real estate or maybe your own business, do yourself a favor and reach out. It's the greatest thing that you can do. People have life coaches and people have business coaches for a reason. People have accountability partners for a reason. Consider me an accountability partner for you if you need, and drop a comment. I would love to talk to you. Make sure you subscribe and ring that bell, because if you like the content I'm providing, you're gonna love the amount of content that I'm putting out for you as a realtor. I just wanna see you be the best you can be. Call or text me at 209-688-5251 or send an email to me at josh@rogzoom.com and let's connect. Until next time, I'll see you soon.